Welcome to Going Beyond. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Well, Christmas is around the corner. It's really not very far away. And it's that time of the year, of course, the birth of Christ and the decorations and the flowers and the cakes and the sweets and whatever else it takes to make a good Xmas season. And so it was appropriate for me to invite into the studio today Sharadha Dharmaraj. Now, Sharda's an old friend of mine, but she's absolutely wonderful with her hands. Her creations at Christmas time are something to be thought about. Thank you, Sharda, for coming in here.
Thank you so much for having me, Jennifer.
No, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to have you here. Let's start at the beginning of where you became this creative person that I've learned to know and love.
Jennifer, straight out of college, I used to be a member of a small bookshop called Bookends.
Okay.
And one of the girls, there were just like my family, 3 girls and a boy. One of the girls and I decided to leave together to start doing our own work. So we started off with selling UNICEF cards from door to door. And since UNICEF cards were seasonal, we got the idea of saying, let's do something with this. So we started our Christmas decoration work. We opened a little company called 𝗘𝗣𝗧. And both our mothers had a lot to do with our work.
Really?
We were either sitting at our dining table, at my mother's dining table, or sitting at my dear friend 𝗗𝗲𝗴𝗹𝗲, who's a very dear friend of mine. She's a very good family friend. 𝗗𝗲𝗴𝗹𝗲 and I were either sitting at my mother's table, or we were sitting at her mother's table, or sitting on the floor doing decoration.
Right. So what did you do with those decorations? Did you actually sell them? Was there a market?
Yes. Who owned Landmark, 𝗗𝗣𝗦𝗦
Yes.
𝗗𝗣𝗦 gave us a big break of getting our decorations into her store. So she gave us a big space for selling our decorations under 𝗘𝗣𝗧, but gave us that huge opportunity of decorating Landmark, which was so good for us. Right. So that was our first break.
Right. So you started, of course, at that point that we are talking about the Landmark, the very well-known bookshop.
Yes.
And it went from there. So did you develop that part of your business, or I understand that you also moved into a different area of work, the hospitality industry?
Before that, I was working with an in-house designer for a garment company for 3-4 years, and also never left my painting. I used to love to do children's rooms, paint murals, paint furniture. So always like to do something creative because I was not very clever. I was not very academically inclined. So I was very happy to do all this work. Anything creative, anything to do with your
However,
hands.
Sharda, you've made a tremendous name for yourself over the years. So right now, are you still concentrating on the Christmas decorations? I've seen a lot of the stuff that you've done, of course.
You know, Jennifer, I was pulled into the hospitality line very, very strangely by a dear, he was my mentor, Mr. Mahadevan, who owned Writers Cafe and Hot Breads. He's known as Hot Breads Mahadevan.
Yes.
So I was pulled into the hospitality line actually to look after the books, because I had something to do with books in Landmark, and to look after the burn survivors who worked there. So he gave me a very big opportunity to do work for them. And through the year, whether it was a Valentine's Day or whether it was a birthday party, Christmas was really big for us, because I used to do work for the writers' cafes, I used to do work for their fine dining units, and I used to do work for the hot breads also.
Right. So is that then, when you left that, you moved into this particular area of actually doing decorations for people's showrooms, hotels?
Yes, hotels.
So that must be quite time consuming, correct?
Yes, Jennifer, but it's slightly stressful, but so happy to see the outcome of what you do. And it's all trial and error when you're doing handcraft. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So when if we're doing a Christmas tree that looks like a cone, I try to make it like, now we've made a decoration that is a cone, we've done a frill around the whole tree.
Okay.
So we have different versions of our Christmas tree. We have different versions of the poinsettia that's so beautiful, but we do very different versions of it. anything to do with Christmas, but you know, there's so much satisfaction
Right.
after we've done the trial and error
Right.
and something comes out really well.
Right. So how much time actually goes into your work? I mean, do you start working 6 months in advance, 3 months in advance? It must be quite a task. So how long does the whole process take?
Before I joined hospitality, we used to start making the new decorations and the new at about in July.
Wow, that's half the year.
Yes, unless you get a nice set of design with all the trial and error, it's very difficult to go and market it or just ask somebody, would you like?
But tell me, when you actually go to a potential client, a prospective client, do they actually tell you what they want you to do, or do you actually feed them with the ideas and say yes or no?
You know, Jennifer, I've been very, very lucky, God bless. I have never really marketed myself.
Really?
Yes, it's all by word of mouth. You do an outlet. It's very important to know the housekeeping people in all the big hotels.
Why do you say that?
They are the ones who look after putting up the decorations and the executive housekeeper. So if you are in touch with if any of the hotels, word of mouth gets around, and then from a different hotel, someone will call you and say, you're doing decorations, could you come and have a look at my hotel?
Okay.
So we have never really marketed, we've just enjoyed what we're doing.
Right. You made a point there that the executive housekeeping are the people who actually put up the decorations. Does that mean that you have got nothing to do with where they place this particular decoration that you're doing, whether it's a tabletop or whether it's a hanging decoration or Christmas tree?
They're responsible for
Okay.
getting someone to come in to have a look at the space and to decorate.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So that is what I meant by that.
Right.
But I'm the one who goes and tells them,
Where
okay,
to place
yes,
it.
yes.
Where to place
Yes.
it. Right. Okay.
Yes.
What is the color of the season? What is the decoration of the season?
Jennifer, this is another very strange question for me, because I walk into a room and I see the color of the room. So I have a Christmas tree that has purple decorations. I have a Christmas tree that might have only white and gold. So I don't follow what the color board. I don't follow.
Right. Okay.
I just go with the theme of how the space looks.
Over the years, Sharda, have you found that decorating a home or an office or a hotel at Christmas has caught on in Chennai?
Christians are celebrating Diwali, and the Hindus are celebrating.
Indeed.
If we can celebrate any sort of festival, we're all happy.
So you find
So
that.
I think yes, people are just wanting to do things that are more festive.
Do you try to do a different theme every year in your work, or do you just try to stick to the tried and the tested and the trusted designs that most people seem to like?
I would love to go out of the box. We do look up a lot of decorations on the net to see, if we could mix and match something. Or I saw a beautiful room once that had Christmas trees that were hung upside down.
Really?
Yes. And I don't think we're forward enough to try and do it here unless I found somebody who's really like thinking out of the box and says, hey, let's go for it, Otherwise, it's fairly traditional, except for the color and getting a new design out. It's very much more traditional.
Right.
Yes.
So apart from actually decorating spaces, do you also go through this thing of marketing your own decorations? Do you put them up in stores where people can buy, or do you stick to a Christmas fair, or how does that work?
Since I've just got back into this creative work after resigning after 8 years of being in the hospitality, I have found it a little difficult to get back into the market, but my heart was always with my creativity. So with a very heavy heart, I left my job to go back to it because I'm so excited to do it. Unfortunately, to find, of course, that the market has changed very drastically.
Yes.
There's so much digital art, and
Yes.
I'm old school.
Right.
I'm very old
But
school
I
compared
think
to
there's
that.
something to be said for the old school, I think.
There's a small niche
Yes.
that I hope that I can develop into more people looking at the old Let me see how it works.
Right. Wish you the best of luck on that. But I also do know that you've been painting children's rooms and, doing stuff like that. You really are into art, aren't you? What about painting per se?
So I do these squiggles, what I say my squiggle art.
Right.
And I've got books of them. So that's what helps me to sleep.
Oh, really? Okay.
I have sold a few. In fact, even when I was young, my artwork hasn't changed very much. A couple of my friends have bought something for Singapore, and they still have one of my paintings hung in their living room.
That's
Yes,
really nice.
yes.
Now,
And the children's murals, I love doing that. I love doing children's rooms.
have you been able to actually set up a little company that deals with this? I was just thinking about the financial implications of doing something like this. Do people pay in advance? Do they, or does it sort of by consignment? Or how does that work? How does the money part of this, and how are you able to deal with that?
Since I've just got back into the line of work, I always ask for not a 50%. I ask for a little more than that because handcraft takes a lot more.
Yes.
And we know now that the market, they will make you wait
For
for
your
the rest of
payment
your money.
at the end of it,
Yes,
yes.
yes. But I don't do any work without an advance.
Of course.
And since I'm just starting off again,
You need it.
yes, I
You
definitely
need it, yes.
Yes.
Now, talk to me about the availability of art and craft items in India. Are you able to source everything, or do you have to get it from China? Do you have to get it from the US, the
This
UK?
is very interesting because when we first started working, we used to ask for all the baubles and the chains and all
Yeah.
the ornaments that we could take apart and put it together. And all of these things we used to ask for. We had some people who, a brother or sister-in-law, someone living abroad, bring it down in suitcases from Dubai.
Right.
So we worked like that for a few years, and we were the only people who were doing this work. Taking apart a decoration and putting it back in a different way.
Whoa. It's a lot of work.
When the Chinese market opened,
Yes.
that is when our work just slowed down a lot, because they were, of course, much more cheaper than us. Handcraft and getting something wholesale is totally different. So it slowed down a lot.
Right.
But now everything is available. Everything is available in the wholesale markets.
Right. So much less work for you, correct?
Well, I'm still doing the same thing. I'm taking something, I'm buying something and taking it apart and making.
Are you really?
Yes. I just want to make it my own.
Okay, you're trying to change the whole face of that
Yes,
decoration.
yes.
Does that
Yes.
work well? Isn't it tough? Isn't it tough to do that?
You see a decoration and you say, okay, I could do something else with it, and you take it apart. It doesn't work with everything. But the wholesale market is everything is available now.
Right. That's very interesting. Do you see your business growing as the years go on? Do you find now you've switched, changed ships from the, the hospitality industry into
Yes.
what you love to do? Do you see that particular niche growing as you go along?
I'm not sure, Jennifer, that's the truth.
Really?
I really don't know. But it's a wonderful time of year.
Yes.
I'm enjoying the season so much. I'm so happy to say happy holidays to anybody who's passing me.
Right.
And let's see how it goes. I'm really happy to be back in this line of work.
Right.
That's all I can say.
Right. What about the other festivals? I mean, we have so many in India. Do you do much around Diwali? Do you do much around at the time of any other festivals? Or do you just stick to Christmas? Is this your forte?
Diwali, Jennifer, I can never touch because I'm so well into Christmas work by then. But I do Valentine's Day. I do Valentine's Day, which comes straight after. I have a month in between.
Yes.
Valentine's Day is a very big thing here.
Really?
It's become a very big thing here.
Very
So I do
interesting.
decorate.
The influence of the Western world on us.
Yes.
What about doing decorations for homes and things like that? Do you do any of that, or do you primarily concentrate on the hotels and all the, the commercial organizations?
Christmas decorations for homes, I haven't done this year, to tell you the truth, but I have done before.
Okay.
When I was in this line of work earlier, in between the hospitality, yes, I have gone into for a dinner party or something to make the table look beautiful.
Look good, yes, okay.
Yes.
But you've also been involved with garment design. Am I right?
Yes, I
Some
was in
years,
an-
you spent some years doing that. What have
Yes.
you not done? I mean, Sharda, tell me. So design, garment design, was that for an export house? Was it for a store?
I was the in-house designer for a garment company that's still they're fairly big still, called Fresh Clothing. And they export to Australia and South Africa and London.
From India?
Yes. And I was the in-house designer. I didn't know how to work with garments at all. I was taught how to work with garments. So, you know, you have the color boards and you follow the seasons. And
You have inherent talent, obviously. What have you really liked the best? You've done so many different things, you know, and I admire anybody who is able to switch from one to the other. So which is the one that obviously you do like what you're doing right now, but has there been anything else that you really miss that you would like to, you know, maybe dabble a little bit in?
the music videos,
Music?
where I have been involved in to do artwork for music videos
Oh.
very long ago. There used to be a company called Magna Sound, and they used to make music videos. I was involved with a few of them, where I just did the artwork or put clothes together for the artist and go with them on a trip when they're wrecking. And we did this very beautiful for a Malayali artist, a very young girl called 𝗗𝗣𝗧𝗧. And it was a beautiful part of Kerala, just up in the hills, remotely out of nowhere. And there was nothing in the video except for this girl singing, and she walked along with a baby elephant.
Oh my, how wonderful.
Oh, it was such a sweet trip.
Right.
Yeah, so I would like the music videos. I would like to do artwork and, you know, do sets for a movie. I did enjoy that a lot.
You've done that as well.
I've done one movie but absolute flop.
Okay, that doesn't matter. Maybe they are.
But I enjoyed the work.
Really?
I really enjoyed it.
You've got a great interest in so much that's related to art. When you talk music videos, do you have any interest in music per se?
I love music, but again, I'm an old soul. I like retro rock
Okay, okay.
and play the piano very badly.
Oh, do you really? Okay.
All by ear. In fact, when I think all this creativity came from school. I studied in Presentation Convent, Kodaikanal.
Right.
And we were taught by Irish nuns. We used to love a Tuesday afternoon, because Tuesday afternoon was it was just like a free time for us. We had our first period was moral science, and then we had a singing class, and then we had 2 periods of art.
And what did you do during those art periods?
We could do whatever we wanted. Art teachers were so good. If you wanted to try with charcoal, or you'd like to do a sketch, or you'd like to do a watercolor, everything was available to us. So we really enjoyed that time. And I think that's where the interest came from, to continue it in some sort of way. Right. I think that's, you know, like from school.
Let's talk now about the whole arts and craft movement. I'm seeing that in India, there's a growing interest in the arts, and you know, I suppose most of us find it, you know, it's a de-stressor really. And do you find from your experience that that is the case?
Yes, of course. Every time one does feel stressed, like personally for me, I'd just pick up a pen and try and sketch something.
Right.
Or dabble with a little bit of paint. Definitely.
A lot more people are interested in it these days, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you give classes at all?
I did. After I resigned from my job, I just went for giving a Christmas workshop in the month of August.
Okay,
Which was
that's
very
early.
foolish,
Yes, that's
but
very
I said
early.
I'm going to do it, and I called myself Christmas. I called the entire little session Christmas in a Box. So I put out a little poster that said Christmas in a Box. Anybody wants to do learn, and I got 8 people. We had it at the YWCA. We gave them each a little kit with 4 decorations. How to make 4 decorations, each of them in a different thing, and we showed them how to make each one, and they really had a good time.
This is the point I was trying to make, that there is a growing interest.
I wanted to have another session of the continuation of a second workshop in November, but it just got too busy with getting things ready for the season.
But can you actually have a class after the season? Is that feasible at all?
I could have a class on craft, yes, definitely, coming, definitely. There are people very much
interested in that,
yes.
right? I'm sure that that would do very well. What about any other art-related stuff? Tell me, you've done just so much. I'm not too sure that I've covered the whole gamut of what you do.
This is the first year where I have made, personally, I have gone out to make a Christmas hamper.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's a new venture for you.
That's a new thing for me.
Right.
Because it's something that I used to do for the company I worked for.
Right.
But I wanted to do something for myself.
Yes, why not?
And I wanted to be a little different. So all my products in my hamper are from Kodaikanal, because that's where my heart lies. You know,
you grew up there, obviously, as a child.
Yes, school at 7 years old. And so I've got a lovely little hamper that has orange marmalade and stone ground mustard and Cody chocolates.
Wow, my mouth is watering now.
And I've called it Christmas in a box.
In a box?
Yes.
So it is in a box,
yes.
right? How is it doing? I mean, are there sales for that?
I started off with taking orders. I've taken orders for 50, and then it went up to 60, and then it went up to 85, and that's when I've stopped.
You work single-handedly.
I have a girl who's been with me. When I used to have a workshop before I joined the hospitality line, I had a little workshop where I had 13 girls working for me.
That's a lot.
Yes. Unfortunately, they're all young girls, one by one get married, they have children.
True.
I stopped the workshop after I told you the Chinese market opened, and I stopped doing as well as I was doing.
You didn't have to
afford,
physically,
yes,
right.
Yes. And but one of the girls have stayed with me.
Oh, so you do have one person.
One of the girls has stayed with me.
Just 2 people to help you?
Yes, but we now have found at 𝗗𝗲𝗧 church on Nungambakkam High Road. There's a school going on at the back that teaches women sewing.
Okay.
So I can give them some work. So I found those girls to do work for me, just sublet some work.
So you do, so you're not...
If I want to make you smile, Jennifer, my auto drivers...
Oh, wow.
Auto drivers help
Really?
me.
How
Yes.
nice. My gosh. That's something else,
Yes.
right? You'll have a course now for auto driver. That's wonderful.
Yeah. So my help comes from all different areas.
It must be about
It's not traditional help where,
Right.
you know,
Yes.
just from all over the place.
Okay, well, that's probably just the kind of person you are, Sharda. That's all I can say.
I don't know, I find it very amusing to have this interview with you.
No, it's wonderful.
Strange things.
I'm just so happy that you could come here, you know, Sharda. And really at this point, I just have to say it's been our pleasure. It's been my particular pleasure to actually have you here. And I'm quite interested in craft myself. And so therefore, I think that you're doing a great job. I want to wish you the best.
Thank you so much,
I want to
Jennifer.
say thank you for coming.
You've been so kind to have me on the show.
No, it's my
Yes.
pleasure. And I wish you a very happy Christmas and a very successful time with your decorations. And I hope that it just gets bigger and bigger
Thank you so
and
much,
bigger.
Jennifer. Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
support.
Thank you so much indeed,
And,
Sharda,
Merry
for
Christmas
coming.
and happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, it's been great for me to have Sharda here with us. We've had a lot of fun talking about all her various things. My mind boggles now at the amount of things that she can do. But it was a pleasure. And I hope that you've enjoyed listening to her as I have enjoyed talking to her and actually hearing her in person. So until the next time, you take care. Bye for now.